Well, good morning. This week's Monday meditation, as we continue to read through selections from the book of Proverbs. We're going to read Proverbs chapter 1, verses 20 through 33 today, and we will read the entirety of chapter 1. We're not going to read through our meditations all of the chapters in Proverbs, but I do encourage you to do that, as I mentioned several weeks back. And if you haven't been following along the last few weeks in our meditations, you can read a proverb a day for every day of the month. In a typical month, there's 31 days in a typical month. There's 31 proverbs, and then you can work through the entire book in a month. So I encourage you to do that if you're looking for a way to start in some Bible reading, getting in that good habit. Try the Proverbs. That's a good place to start. So once again, we're going to be in Proverbs chapter 1, verses 20 through 33, and I trust it'll be a blessing to you as you begin your week. Wisdom cries aloud in the street. In the markets, she raises her voice. At the head of the noisy streets, she cries out. At the entrance of the city gate, she speaks. How long, O simple ones, will you love being simple? How long will scoffers delight in their scoffing, and fools hate knowledge? If you turn at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit to you. I will make my words known to you, because I have called and you refuse to listen, have stretched out my hand and no one has heeded. Because you have ignored all my counsel and would have none of my reproof, I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when terror strikes you. When terror strikes you like a storm and your calamity comes like a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you, then they will call upon me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but will not find me, because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, would have none of my counsel and despised all my reproof. Therefore they shall eat the fruit of their way and have their fill of their own devices. For the simple are killed by their turning away, and the complacency of fools destroys them. But whoever listens to me will dwell secure and will be at ease without dread of disaster. I want to draw your attention this morning to verse 29, and I'm going to read it again. Because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. And he is speaking, the author of Proverbs, which I believe is Solomon, he is speaking about individuals that ignore wisdom. Wisdom cries out in the streets. Wisdom is saying, hey, listen to me, pay attention. And the fool ignores wisdom and plunges headlong into destruction. And I want you to notice in verse 29, it says, because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Because when you go back to verse 7, which I think kind of sets the theme for all of the book of Proverbs of chapter 1, it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. So when you do not fear the Lord, you are a fool. That leads to destruction. And so this week, pay attention to the wisdom of God. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore the truth of God's word. Don't ignore the truth of the wisdom of God, because when we ignore that truth, we are a fool and we're headed towards destruction. But rather, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, but fools despise instruction. Don't be a fool. Be wise. Pay attention. Hear what God is saying to you this week. We hope you have a great week. God bless.